I was told this meeting is about physical stuff, so I brought one piece of physical stuff. This is what we do. Easy, just I will let it go round. What Kalev reminded me of today was what I didn't plan to talk about, how our business started off. The business had been around, the idea had been around with some very primitive prototyping for many years, and it really took off from the moment when the right partnership was established, and it was established with people who said that it's worth doing this kind of thing only if we will do it on the absolute top-notch world level. Let's take it to the edge of the existing technology and let's do it from there. And the field of technology, what we're talking here, or the market, is very different from the last presentation. When the last presentation was a very dynamic technology development, and here we're talking about timber producing industry, flooring industry, which is, if not the least developing in the world, but still very conservative, very slow. Nothing has really been happening there for many years. So we came out and said that let's start cutting timber the right way, not the way it has been cut today into rectangles, but let's try to take maximum out of timber. Let's try to put it down, put it up, use it in the most or in the best it can give. Let's try to keep the original form of the timber. And this was the very easy perception. This was what we set out. Now in 3 years, it's actually I think 2.5 years from the very first physical production, we have been, well, this is just some facts where people have seen us. We're in the Frankfurt airport, in the newest launch. We're in the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization meeting rooms. How have we gone there? The very first thing, which was very well said by the previous guy here as well, ask the specialist. Well, it comes out there is nobody really to ask. You're the only one in the world doing this. You're the only one, I mean, where do you go to ask? Conventional production facilities, totally different technology. Machine selling people, well, first, of course, they only want to sell you their machine, but secondly, they don't really know. It has not been tested out. It, well, maybe not. In the whole process, you just have to acknowledge that you are the specialist now. Even though in many cases it seems you seem ill-fitted, not good enough. Of course, the guys starting this business were totally far from timber, no education, nothing. Of course, in order for other people to take us seriously, we had to approach the best guy here in the industry to ask him to come in to the band. These guys were not helpful, but they helped start to get the thing going. Ask the specialist anyhow. I mean, you will not do it on your own, but we had some really, we took the top-notch technology director from the States. We connected it with the European best timber machine sales corporation to develop our multi-layer technology when we started to have gluing. And we ended up in a lawsuit because, I mean, the top American technology guy and the top European timber woodworking machinery corporation sold us a machine which would never start to work because it was wrong. Because just for one moment we took away our own consciousness of this, so to say, the farm guy's stupid cleverness and let some top specialists to decide on things. So of course, the top specialists have helped a lot. We have always tried to approach the best we can get. When talking to patenting, we flew to the Swedish Hall of Fame patent guys to find out really what is down there. In Estonia, we use the university, the best guys we know from the university. So this has to be the approach. But these farm boys, you are the one can never be like put aside, because I mean, after all, it's you who is behind it all. This is impossible. I would say that, coming back to the previous slide, if a specialist will say, well, then it's already a good sign. I mean, because even they don't know, even it has not been done before, but if they start to hesitate that it maybe could be done like that, then you already have your kind of, you're on the right track. In fact, this is impossible. This is flooring made by us. Every piece is absolutely unique on the floor down. We scan each piece to the computer. There is like thousands of them. The computer will pick up the best matching piece side by side to each other one. The looks is great. The cutting accuracy is worse than would be in normal parquet flooring standards. So, in fact, this is impossible. But here it is. The market standard, no, not the market standard, but the perception of people has adjusted to it. People like the product so much that it doesn't matter that the mistake is from 0.1 to 0.15 millimeters. Nobody cares. The professionals don't care, the customers don't care, the trade doesn't care. This is the product, what they see, this is the product, what they like. So, to be very strict, the cutting quality, what we do with this prime product, is closer to flooring boards, not parquet, but it is good enough. And so the not possible has been made real. People like new things. Do they? I mean, people don't even want the shampoo to be tested on animals, and even the less people want to test something on themselves. We have not done what was taught here before, that everything is 100% clear and sure before the product goes out onto the market. It has been, the development has been too fast in this sense, and it is not nice to take a call from a Norwegian customer and say that, yes, I know you want the multi-layer flooring, but do you understand that you will be the first one ever getting our multi-layer flooring? And he says, yes, I want it so much, and of course the lamellas go off in that multi-layer flooring, because the pressing and the gluing technology is not yet to the edge, because it's not so easy to fix it with this random shape stuff. So people do like new things, but they are not too conscious or not too well to test it on themselves. What kind of people take hold of new things? What kind of customers come with a new thing? It is very often the kind of people who are not really satisfied with what they have right now. But do we want satisfied resellers, or do we want the ones who are not very satisfied? And this shift during these 3 years has definitely been to the right side, that in the beginning, people to work for the company, people to sell the company have rather been the ones who have wanted us. And with every next month and every next year, we're getting closer to the people who we want already. And this is a very noticeable shift in the development. I am for Amsterdam. This is one it's a small intrigue, because our sales office is in Amsterdam. There is the web page doesn't read Estonia. The new product package reads made in Estonia. All the business, all the industry, everywhere we sell, it's made in Estonia, but it's sold through Amsterdam, because the prime product is project-oriented product. It is not from business to business. It is very much to the architect, to one-time buyers, to random buyers, and to start telling them where exactly is Estonia, and where exactly do you have to transfer half of your money ahead, is quite difficult. Secondly, which was, and what now it has started working, we consciously wanted to have a sales manager, not from the two key markets in Europe, which would be Germany and which would be France. So we understood if we take from either of them, then he will not succeed in the other one. And so we had a plan that we should get a Dutch sales manager, because everybody sees the Dutch guys are the toughest traders in Europe. And now we have. Actually, the guy has been for 2.5 years wanting to come to work for us. And now for this new wholesale product, he has stepped up in board. Yes. You do the technology level and market research for 1 year and the preparations. Then you do the next year, you start to set up your factory, fine-tune the technology, start the business, production, everything. And then you think, now I will start producing what I plan to produce. Well, you will start producing samples. But the whole system was not built on producing samples. It was built on producing floors. It sounds like a small trivia, or it sounds like nothing. And in many cases, maybe the sample is you just take a big piece of product and then you cut it into whatever, like 20 pieces, you get a lot of samples. In our case, we are one of Europe's most expensive parquet floorings. The sample concepts were designed by the top architects. They were expensive, they were to make, they were time consuming to make, and the whole system was not, because it's like an IT-based system, so just a very small learning curve. It's still a pain in to make the samples. Yeah. Yes, I like it. What to do with it? The same, actually, this week in news there was the question from Samsung. Or like call up that now we can make the bendable screen. People, please, what to do with a bendable screen? Do we really need it at all? So I mean, if Samsung is asking the same way we are asking, we have developed away from the flooring into many other surfaces. But what to do with it, the question is always there in the sense of really how to make it into a product. Because yes, everybody understands, oh, I want this kind of wall, I want the shelves, I love the tables, I want a coffee table like this, but this is a niche, this is the handicraftsman market, this is where we have come away from. And so in the product build-up, this is a very adequate question. Really, how do we define this product? Yeah, the golden rule, and heard from everywhere, and exactly the same mistake where we fell into. Our stuff is so cool, it will sell itself, and it is so cool, and people are crazy about the looks. We visited major trade fairs. We got 1,000 business cards. 1,000 business cards from dealers, really from the salespeople who say, I want to sell it, I want to sell it. But they cannot sell it because they were the wrong people. Doesn't work on. They were, if you can put the next slide, I don't know, it doesn't somehow. Liking is no sales for 1,000 reasons. For, of course, the price issue. The business process issue is the main in our case. The price is not so killing, but the business process. People are not used to measure their floor exactly prior to installing. I mean, we don't really go and make tailor-made suits. We rather go to the shop and buy the suit. And even if all the shops say, oh, this is a really nice tailor-made stuff, it is not working for dealers this way. So we totally had to reorganize our first dealer-oriented sales strategy into agent-based and architect and big project, so to say, attacking or approaching sales strategy. It was a big shift. It's totally different people. The person that is talking to dealer and the person who's talking to the top architect, they're different people. How to find the agent base in Europe, how to protect yourself from the European agent contracts, which are really pro-agent and not pro the company who is hiring agents. So, and one thing, this praise, I mean, the constant praise, oh, I understand the idea is perfect, I really love the looks, and the looks is perfect, and the end customer has always been very happy, but it doesn't help with the sales. Sales is still the system, the remuneration, the market, whatever add-ups, what you give to the dealer. Now, with the product development, we have come back to the dealer again with the next step of our wholesale product, but 1 minute later to that. Well, branding is the king, and I have, yes, it is. There is nothing to say against it. We the logo is expensive. The branding has been tested in the States before we went out of it. Somebody from the blind test group even thought about the B and said, well, this could be the brand of an expensive flooring stuff or something like this. So we kind of tried it out. We liked it ourselves. It worked. And now today, it's 3 years from our start, the competition starts to come. The competition starts to come, of course, in the easy way, because there is always this good American saying, good enough. Maybe they don't need to have to do so much work as we have done. Maybe they can do something cheaper. What they do now, the competition would buy a straight piece of parquet and cut it into a curve. And this is what the competition does. And there is 3 companies doing it in Estonia and nobody else really in the other world, but 3 companies from Estonia are doing it. Here, actually, the whole thing here is not about curves. The whole thing in our, well, philosophy and the product is to not to make something curvy, but to follow the line of the tree, just as a thing that it's what distinguishes the good-looking thing from the artificial curvy-looking thing, and you see it when you look down. But now in the stage when the competition starts to creep in, well, we don't really feel it. Let's be honest, we're the only ones in the world so far, even now, because it was too extreme for the whole industry. I mean, for the whole parquet industry, it's too extreme, and we have been too much in a niche, so they're just looking, okay, these guys, they're still there, and they are interesting, but it's too much of a step for them to do. Now, of course, the branding is the key thing, because it's half of everything. We have really been presenting as the prime product, and we have got a lot of praise for our marketing as well. In the beginning, of course, no way, you don't have any money to advertise, so you press the editorial content, starting from railway stations in Germany when the fair coming in, as you are the most active with the journalists, so you get the most media coverage, so they put you up on their own expense. They always want money, but we don't have. We press on the editorial content and we get it then. Oh yes, I do it for time and money. I mean, I didn't know about the audience or how young or how experienced the audience, but just of course this is the contrary. When we had been doing it for 2 years, 2 very intensive years, 1 year researching, the other year developing the technology, and we were like, yes, we can cut timber in the normal way, we have made floors, everything is perfect. Then our to-be partners from America, they looked at it and they said, well, now there will be the detail explosion. Just on the moment when you think that you have developed something, you have created something, now you have to push in the second gear and start doing everything like 5 times faster and 5 times more. Didn't really understand it at that point, but really from a running technology into a running international company with a running production, defined products, changing sales systems and client bases, it is a very, like, yes, as previously guys said, that if had we known it before, we would not have been so bold in doing it. But the detail explosion will come when you think that now it's good and now it's ready. So just, yeah, technology is come daily. This is the key, how to turn it into business, and how to turn it into business. I agree, and again, all about the personnel, about the team. It's definitely more stress within the team than it is with the outer world. I mean, because the outer world is very understandable. You need to go there. You know exactly how it will react. You know exactly what to do with it. But these 5, 7, 10 people within the team have all different perceptions how to go there and what to do, and this is difficult. Or it's not problematic. It's just that it is very important from the very beginning to have right partner structure, right investor relations, and so the key is not in the technology, but the key is in how to bring the technology to the market. It is fun. It is worth to do. I mean, you would do it anyhow, and you would have to make the effort anyhow, but so rather really do it what you're passionate about, what you like about, and what other people like about. So there is a definitely go. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, a bit technical question,
Yes.
but if you choose the right boards, do you use some kind of post-processing, or you use them always as is?
No, not as is. The more boards we have, the better we can match them together. The least we cut out of them, the best is the looks. But yes, of course, we use post-processing.
Yeah, like, do you use like some kind of CNC milling for
Yes,
the edges?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
About the brand, who did you find to do your branding, or helped you with the branding?
My partner is very strong in marketing. Our chairman, Rain Eisler, he has started Agecom in Estonia, and he was really behind the whole branding concept. Of course, all the designers are different, the brand concept builders on one hand, the physical designers on the other hand, this is all the top professionals from Estonia. What we
but no foreign work.
In the branding, no, not foreign.
But these pictures and design for.
Okay, this is yes. They have been. I mean, as people don't like to test things on themselves, so you need to show that you're really established, good, solid company. So in many of these pictures, we had the boards, we put them down, we photographed, we took the boards, run to another place, put them down, photographed, because we had to be out on the market immediately. And I mean, it's and if you need an interior picture, it's not about the floor, it's about the curtains and the lighting and about the furniture. So yes, we have had one. And then there is a contrary concept, like Oscar Ono, a high-end producer from France. They said that they would just give a camera to all of their salespeople, and they would get 1,000 photos, and they are all ugly and bad photos, but maybe one of these 1,000 is good enough. Because here, these normal professional photos, they're like 1,000, 2,000 euros per piece. And even, yeah.
Yeah, but did the photographers were from Estonia, or?
No, there were some from Amsterdam and some from mainly from Estonia, but some from Amsterdam.
Okay, because I thought maybe you should use somebody from there, because they understand what's cool for them and what's cool for you.
Yes, it's immediately different. Our catalog back cover page was from an Amsterdam female photographer, and totally different feeling than most of these are from Estonian male photographer. And it was yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, my question is about one strategy for you was to work with architects.
Yes.
And I'm just interested in how did you get them on board? Did you like impress them with your philosophy and
Yes.
with your quality, or you also give them some premium or bribe to use you?
No, we don't give premium or prime, but yes, there it is like what Philip Morris says, that it's not about the cowboy and the Marlboro in the Marlboro cigarettes. It's about the country, the Marlboro country, you know. And in the country there is horses, lassos, and cowboys and everything, and that's why they sell so much of Marlboro cigarettes. Here, the live edge flow is like a new concept. It's the whole technology is live edge, which means that you try to let the timber look as it was before, and the live edge flow concept is really what architects want to hear, want to buy and understand. And we have been praised a lot about it, but then they have said this is kind of too intelligent approach, you know, in this industry, and intelligent is dangerous because people mainly just go and want to buy something, not something too intelligent. But yes, the concept is a broader one, and you need to sell to the architects much different than you sell to the dealers. It's an absolute another thing.
So you're kind of lucky that there's a wave of this environmentalism also again inside the architecture. They are looking into more nature-like in the line.
It's all different things they're looking for. Somebody is looking for exclusivity. Somebody is looking for the environmental, natural things. Somebody is looking for the ecological issue, that there is a very little footprint, and so it's very different sales concepts as well. And some sales people, they use this one, and none of them use my line. My line is that actually better people would live on the normal floor, but I'm not from the sales. They know it better.
Yes.
So you said that you compare individual boards.
Yes.
So how big is your stock?
This is a theoretical question. If you ask how big is it today, then I can again ask of what thickness and what timber quality and what grade. But anyway, it depends. It can go up to thousands. So, and the better it is, the best result there is, definitely. So there is a very strange, good correlation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then one more technical thing. It's like, what is the processing time in the factory really? If you want to produce 1 square meter of this floor, how much man hours, milling hours you have to put in?
Again, very difficult to say because there is so many varieties about it all. It's not that big. I mean, it's not one designer can make many hundred square meters per day, and there is 20 people right now in the factory with this. Okay, it's just totally another thing which I didn't tell, that we have now put this concept into a box. It is still unique in the world. It is the best timber economy and the best boxed product, because the computer would now look and pick and put each board into one of the 8 shapes which can be then expandable. This one photo, maybe you noticed. So this will make it all into much more like industrialized, and the product. And this is now the dealer product. So this is now what again we are with a round back to the dealers. The project will be with the architects. This is more into a line product, much faster in processing, and again a dealer product. So to say, they're already in the shop, you go and buy. It doesn't take much time, but it takes, of course, 10 times more than in normal parquet factory today. But it will not be so big difference.
That's good.
There is a design. You are highlighting about the design, the method, the specification about the design. Do you also provide the quality of the wood? Any specific quality we are providing this kind of?
Yes. We provide. We have defined very specific quality standards for flooring. The other ones for furniture. We are doing different timber types, and we do define whether it's very rustic, whether it is totally clean and select. It depends from the architect as well. Some architects say that I would only take it when it's absolutely clean. Okay, it's much more expensive still, but they want it without the knots. And then a lot of people want the very rustical, very natural look. So it's totally segmented in this field. Yes, it's.
And
like
about the guarantee, like what kind of whether we can use water So
No, I
if the
mean,
water
on normal timber flooring, it is not so good to use water. In this case, it doesn't really differ from any normal timber flooring. But we only buy timber from Germany. It's high quality, well dried, because it's important for us it would be well dried. There is not so much local resources anyhow, and so we use high quality timber, high quality plywood. There is no point to cut.
do you give any guarantee also?
We do give on this one. The Americans say they need 10 years warranty. In order to achieve this 10 years warranty, we will be finishing it in America, so that we produce here, send it there, finish it there, and then distribute there. So in Europe, I think we write 2 years in our disclaimer, which is like 11 pages. There is many warranty disclaimers as well, what if you do wrong, but yes.
Are you in Asian market already?
We have had, so to say, the fan sales. We have been selling to Japan, to Morocco, to Lebanon, to Turkey, to Mexico, to South Korea, not North Korea, to Australia. This week's highlights were Australia and Belarus. So it's like a lot of through the architect journals, through these magazines. So we have delivered many floors. We're not established in the sense that we would now say that we're established.
Thank you.
You mentioned that you are the only one in the world. Why nobody has copied you?
First, it is difficult. Secondly, we have got government help, which makes it already immediately more difficult for others to copy, because they will not get this kind of help. Thirdly, IT development here in Estonia with such a very good team, which we had. I mean, we had 5 really different development partners. At some time, there were like 15 people sitting around the table, all specialists in their field. To put the same gang up in America will take like some more millions, let's say, really to do the same thing. Plus, we are the number 1 in the world anyways by the marketing, and the others ones would be already like kind of copycats, which doesn't bother them that much. Just from personal and previous experience before doing this business, when we were dealing with European top industrial corporations, we could tell as well the general understanding of such things from the big corporation perspective, and the understanding is that I don't care, really, I don't mind as long as my competitors don't have it. And if I see you that you're around in the fairs and you're still existing and growing like for some years, then I might rather consider buying you. Because I mean, if you're in a corporation, if you start developing something, then the money is, down the drain. You cannot show it on the balance sheet. If you buy some asset, whatever you pay, this is an asset, So the chairman has a good situation. Okay, this is maybe from another side. Of course, we're still small, we're still a niche, but we're still there and we're growing. And this is where they now copy. They already do copy. I mean, we had the blueprints 1 year ago. It will be soon from Asia the same. People will buy straight parquet and start making, which is stupid, but this is what they do. And ours looks better, and ours will be in the same price, because here already the timber economizing effect will take place. But really, let's say so, the American guys, we have been very seriously discussing, they said, we understand they're very high quality from there, we understand how you do it, but it is so much of this devil in the details, so much of small details to be solved, that it is difficult, it's not easy.
More questions?
Working with normal mills, you cannot cut the wood because
yes.
Traditional methods need like one straight edge.
Yeah, this is one reason why there has been no copying from the parquet people, because actually the setup is not a parquet factory setup. The setup is rather a window door factory setup. So it's different from Parquet World, the whole production facility setup.
So, but basically it says that you have like custom production machines and custom like production lines built up there.
They have all been a little bit helped and a little bit customized. They are not so custom, because if you're a new company, you cannot go to the bank and say, give me money for the lease for the custom machine, and nobody will give you. So we have compromised ourselves. So the custom machines, we could have made it faster and better, but right now it's like even not normal, let's say, that the top notch of the machines, but we have developed them a little bit.
Okay.
But this is not a Parquet factory setup. This is the reason why the competition is low. This is one of the reasons.
Okay.
You mentioned about the made in Estonia as an issue. Why did you decide to bring it back on the covers?
No. We have never hidden it or taken it away. It's just that I was just 2 days ago discussing with a friend who is the wife of the Estonian military attaché in Moscow and very active, like in international organizations there, presidenting in many. There is people in Russia from everywhere, and most of them, if she says I'm from Estonia, you know, there is no eye movement because there is not any glue, or there is just no association with it. So we have never been hiding it. We have always been telling to the trade that this is produced in Estonia, and this is very fine. The trade has been here, and inside Europe, inside the trade, everybody knows that made in Estonia is okay. It's perfectly okay. But just for the architect to approach, you know, this is a novel product. It has never been out on the market before. You will be among the first 50 to use it. Pay your half of, or actually all the money, because we only work from prepayment in the project market. Pay all your money where? There, somewhere. So this has been just so it's okay. It has never been hidden or nothing, but it's just that the sales office is in Amsterdam because people understand Amsterdam.
More questions? Yes.
Who did you have on your team when you started out, and when did you realize you needed more people involved?
There have been changes in the team. Well, mainly it has been me and my partner, Rain Eisler, who is the biggest shareholder right now, who is the chairman and the marketing guy. In the beginning, we had one guy who has been more into the floor installation technology, and this was really in the very startup phase, where we were asking him, come in, but he had always something else to do. And then we started looking for money, of course. It took us 1 year. It took like 100 pages of Excel of really business plans to find first, then we took a specialist from the market to get the money, because otherwise nobody would give us money. 2 philosophers going to timber industry, you know. And so we had one top Estonian timber guy, but Rain soon bought him out because he was not really active in it. So we had the investors. We have already the 3rd investor round, because we have always had a clause that we have the right to replace the investor, and each time we have replaced them with a better situation from our viewpoint. So we have been quite lucky in there. We have not shown the growth what we wanted. So if we had at some phases signed something with a more aggressive investor, we might as well be right now like lying under the table and everything could be his. So it has been very tough, because you always expect your growth to be faster, and you always expect your costs to be less than they are. So, again, and one thing, of course, that here we have taken very ambitious growth patterns still, not to be an Estonian profitable producer, but rather to bring the technology to the world. And this brings along the situation that you take very high expensive American specialists to the production, you take German sales managers, we have the people all around Europe already. So we are kind of deliberately not showing not deliberately, but you know, this angle shows that you're always lacking money, you always owe somebody, it's always like problematic, the whole situation. But we have kind of tried to get a good team in order to still go up, not to keep it, you know, we can manage it with like 25 people in the production and 1 in the back office or 2 in the back office, and let's sell and be profitable. It has never been this kind of perception.
And how many people are there right now?
I have heard my chairman and financial director argue between each other how many there were, but then they counted the agents in, but agents are actually not our people. Let's say there is 35 who should be like from full-time dealing with us, and then there is about maybe some 35 or so agents, but it's still very, very dynamic, the sales organization stuff, because the agents, you know, you get them, some only start working, the others don't get working, so you start to change. So there is a lot of changes going on. But now for the last half year, we already have people that you can feel that really it's almost the right people. So it's very difficult. It's to get the right people.
Okay, thanks.
Question mark.
I hope you don't mind I ask that compared to nowadays, the average industrial standard, or in terms of cost of goods and then the price you sell, so how's the percentage that your product is higher than the average standard?
With this wholesale product, we are already not so far, because other people take normal curved log, cut it straight to make a parquet, and then cut it again into the curve to make it like matching or something, like not so. So in this case, our timber economy will already visibly pay off. It shows out immediately. Normally, of course, we are, if let's say maybe in an industry, average cheap parquet can be sold in retail, but this is cheap for the cheapest for 25, 30 euros. Our retail normal price is around 120, 150 euros. But when you take already the normal high, like expensive or good flooring, not with the 3 small strips, but with the long black lamella, then we are much closer. Then our sales out price is maybe some 30% higher than, let's say, than normal. So high, like expensive parquet. So we are not Cosmos high. We are like more than a normal pocket product, but if people like it, then it's affordable. It's not like something very, very expensive.